Can you disclose?
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it, have we?
No, we haven't.
Yeah. So I don't know how much we got into like what I do for a 9 to 5, but yeah. So my thing is I design motorcycles. So my last job was outside the industry. AJ heard me complain nonstop about like, oh, dude, I want to get back into moto. I miss it, and we do like, obviously we have the collective, part of the TMA stuff, here and there, which is great. But I miss being in it. So funny enough, Cobra hit me up and they're like, hey, like, got your resume. We want to have a conversation. And dude, it was a super fun, and it was even like an interview. We just bench raced the whole time. And turns out that a lot of their leadership, the two guys that own it, Phil and Sean, they're just passionate about moto. Obviously, I mean, they run Cobra, right? So we just talked moto, all of the background. We know a lot of the same people.
And did you let him know that your boy was the Cobra killer on the Polini back in the day?
So we were out to dinner. So I flew out to meet the team and see if it'd be a good fit. We went to dinner that night in Chelsea, Michigan, and they were like, oh, so like we Googled you, and they're like, dude, you're in everything. And I was like, oh, cool, yeah, don't go too far because there's some things that I want to be in. But it was like they're like, yeah, we love the podcast. They're like, oh, you're with AJ Cat. I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah. He was a pain in the ass. It's like, really? He's like, yeah, dude. Little Polini gold rims would always like, would always like go by and like kick ass. So people don't realize AJ used to be the man in the 50 class. So I don't think I mean, we talk 60s, 80s time, right? But 50s world minis, AJ was a problem.
Yeah, peaked on the 50s. I remember I got protested by Cobra once upon a time.
Really? What happened there?
It was at Ponca City. It was either by Cobra or by Justin Starling, or it was like it was both Cobra and Justin Starling. And I won everything that week. I actually think I won all of my 65 classes that week too. And
really?
Protested me, and it turned out
they
I
have
had like a
65?
restrictor plate in there that shouldn't have even been in there. Like it was
wow.
slower
So
than
you were down on power.
Yeah.
Jeez. Did Polini have a 65 back then?
No.
Okay, so
I was on a Polini 50 and a Team Green Cowie 65.
Okay.
And might have even been on an 85 that week too. I was the crazy person that was on a 50, 60, and 85 all at the same time.
Wow. So crazy. Isn't it crazy to see how things have changed? Where like back when we were kids, Team Green was it. There was like, if you weren't on Team Green, you weren't going to be anybody pretty much. So like the people that weren't Team Green riders, like a Zach Osborne, Justin Barsha, a lot of these KTM kids, stuff like it was, or like 85s, you started seeing like the Izzies, the Davies and stuff like that. But if you weren't Team Green, you wanted to be there.
It was for 65 and 85s. Well, and actually even all the way through big bikes, because they
ran the classes. Yeah.
The Extreme Team Green, and before that, whatever it was called, the Canada Cow.
Yep,
it was
Canada
always
Cowie. They had their feeder stair steps to the top level.
So I guess Green was the powerhouse
for sure for a long,
and the support
long time.
Was crazy. The
so
support
good.
Was crazy. Like on 65s and 85s, we were getting, I think it was like 5 bikes a year and it's not like how it is now, where sometimes people get, and everybody's situation is quite different now, but usually you'll get bikes now and then you give them back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That was just, nope, you get the bikes and you can sell them and keep them. So I was getting 5 to 7 bikes or whatever it was a year, and we could just keep them, which was a huge part of how we were able to afford to keep going.
No, for sure. It makes a difference. And like seeing how prolific and how much support and like how big that program was, to see where it is now. Cause I was talking to Mary about this and it became very apparent. We flew out to Chicago with the baby for the first time, did amazing on the flight, dude. She played and slept, did amazing. Loves the plane. So we visited, because Mary's family lives in Chicago, like literally like where they filmed Home Alone. So we flew out there, hung out with the Rich Whites, and then we drove.
Was gonna say, not definitely full white, but that's okay.
Definitely full white, but it shouldn't matter. But so we hung out with the Rich Whites, and then we drove to Michigan. Ethan's cracking up. We drove to Michigan to meet the Cobra crew, and the cool part about Cobra is that they really are a family, dude. So if for people that are interested in buying Cobras, I haven't started working there yet, so I'm not trying to like super plug. But when I say that your bike is made and built in America, 99% of that bike is made. Dude, they make things that they don't have to make, and it's incredible.
Mm,
Sprockets, bars, their wheels, their like, dude, they're making like their own forks even. Like you are getting a really highly designed bike. So I wanted to show Mary the process and like the factory, and it's super cool, a lot smaller than you think it would be, and just how great the people are. They really are a family. So we were driving out, and Mary's like, "So, like, how popular are Cobras? Because I never hear you guys talk about Cobras. I hear Kawasaki and Yamaha and the other ones." And I'm like, "Oh, they're pretty competitive. You'll see a lot of kids on there." And she's like, "Well, at what level?" And I was like, "Well, certainly at the amateur national level." And I was like, "Here, look at it." And I pulled up the results from Loretta's. And as I did that, I'm like, "Oh my god, they run every class." It's not like I thought it was like a healthy
yeah,
50-50 mix. Dude, there were 3 kids that rode non-Cobras, and they were like
buried in
30th,
the pack. Yeah.
40th, and like 22nd. You know what I mean? And I'm like, holy, and then everybody else is on Cobras. So she was like, holy crap, that's pretty big market share. And even I was like, wow, I didn't realize, because when you're at the races, you're just kind of doing your own thing. I didn't realize how much of the classes that Cobra runs. They really are the pinnacle of those classes.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd be so curious to see their numbers on like sales, and because I mean, from the outside in, it definitely seems like their market is the fast amateur national 50 kid,
oh, for
which
sure, for
you
sure.
would think is a pretty small market, but maybe not. I mean, these Alex Hormozy books would teach you,
Mhm.
you know, double down on your niche. Like, don't try to sell to a
Yep.
broad audience and think that your niche is too specific. Like, your niche
Yeah.
is where you make your money because it's what sets
Exactly.
you apart from everybody else.
1,000, and that's what they do. And I mean, even when I went to the TMA Supercross, fair amount of kids on Cobras. I mean, I
Okay.
think it was a more even mix in the local scene, but dude, Matt and Jenna Valenti, their kids on Cobras. You got the um, who else? Bunch of the 50s, bunch of the 65 classes. Yeah, they're all on. Yeah, they're all on Cobras. Um, but talking to Mary about that stuff, it really became apparent. I'm like, man, what a difference 10, 15 years makes. Because I could never imagine that you wouldn't see a bunch of KX65s in the mix. And now it's like you don't even see the Austrians. Now you see just strictly Cobra. So it's pretty cool to see the mix. But yeah, sorry, going back to it. So yeah, gonna be working for Cobra. They needed somebody to come run one of their new programs, so I'll be out there running the new program. I'm excited for it. It should be really fun. I fly out Sunday, and I'll be kind of hopping back and forth and stuff. So it's
Is
cool
that
to
the
be.
plan? Flying back and forth kind of a
Yeah,
few
yeah, for a
times a
bit.
month
Yeah,
or
yeah,
what?
for a bit.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited, man. It's good to be back in Moto. Those people are Moto, and they are a family. So I'm excited to see like what that looks like, and hopefully come out with some cool stuff. And hopefully you see my face, ripping a little Cobra around, making that thing
Are you
work
gonna
for
be
its.
testing it and everything? So just, oh, I can't wait for
Yeah,
that video.
yeah, just breaking frames, popping out spokes. I'm excited for that one. Just six gear wide open, going nowhere. Crawling through the pits.
If you guys enjoyed that podcast clip, you can listen to full episodes on Apple Music and Spotify. And make sure, if you haven't already, join our community inside of the Moto Academy app. Go to the motoacademy.com today. I'll see you guys inside the community.